Welcome to the broadcast of news at 9 p.m. on Sumtv, the pulse of the nation. My name is Abraham Judah. On the news tonight, governors reject Anyanwu rescheduled NEC meeting. Modern parliamentary reporting workshop concludes in Taraba State. Police Service Commission orders immediate retirement of senior officers. On to business news. African startups raised $3.2 billion in equity and debt funding in 2024. Naira appreciates a 7-month high of 1,485 naira 95 kobo against dollar. On to sport. FCC Badminton Association to boost grassroots development. Now the news in full. PDP governors reject Anyanwu rescheduled NEC meeting. And a significant development, governors elected on the platform of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) have rejected the candidacy of Anyanwu and asked the National Working Committee to reschedule the National Executive Committee meeting to March 13, 2025. This decision was raised during a meeting of the PDP Governors Forum, where the governor also declared their support for Sunday Ude Okoye as National Secretary of the party. The governors reaffirmed their support for the Court of Appeal judgment and advised the National Working Committee to set up machinery for its effective implementation. They also called on the federal government to review its macroeconomic policies, citing the need to alleviate the suffering of Nigerians. The government emphasized that the current economic policies have inflicted hardship and pain on the polity and urged the government to revisit or reject its policies to address the challenges facing the country. The meeting was attended by several governors, including Siminalayi Fubara, Rivers State, Sheriff Oberowori, Delta State, and Umar Eno, Akwa Ibom State, among others. The governors commended their colleagues for pursuing policies and programs that have ameliorated the plight of the people and created a foundation for sustainable development in their respective states. However, they noted that the macroeconomic policies of the federal government have undermined these efforts and called for urgent action to address the situation. Modern parliamentary reporting workshop concludes in Taraba State. A groundbreaking workshop aimed at enhancing skills of journalists covering legislative proceedings in Taraba State has successfully come to a close, empowering participants to provide accurate and informative reports on parliamentary activities. Sumtv correspondent filing the reports.
A pioneering capacity-building workshop for journalists covering legislative proceedings in Taraba State has come to a close, empowering participants with advanced skills in parliamentary reporting. The two-day workshop held at Taraba State House of Assembly complex in Jalingo featured interactive section, practical exercise, and expert-led workshop.
But why it is very necessary that journalists or the media must engage in investigative processes, especially of the legislative arm of government. One, the main reason why we must do this is because investigative journalism acts as the watchdog of democracy. Kenya made that statement in 2021. That's to say, despite the fact that we know that the media or journalists are the watchdog of the society, it's the media that presents society what is happening. Two is the fact that Nigerian legislative processes are often complex and opaque. Complex system in their legislative processes, very complex. whichever you look at it presents a lot of challenges. Somebody mentioned here, if you report this way, they will say you are reporting this. If you report the other way, they say you are reporting this. Especially when you embark on investigative reporting. Before you know, it presents a different picture of the story, the story you are trying to report. The whole reason why we must embark on investigative journalism. The last but not least, the fact that without investigative journalism, legislative corruption and inefficiency will thrive. If we do not embark on investigative journalism, well, by the time we see some examples, you understand the reason why that statement is made.
The workshop also explored the role of data journalism in parliamentary reporting with Barrister Danjuma Adamu, demonstrating how data can be used to provide insight, identifying trends and support arguments in the parliamentary report.
Because if the press is not there, nothing will move. The entire society would be useless. There will be fighting in that society, but nobody knows. There will be killing in that society, but nobody knows. The only person that can bring out the nitty-gritty of such killings in that society is the press. And the press must be courageous. If you are not courageous, nobody will know the story. You will just go superficially and tell the story and go. But beneath it, there are a lot of things that people need to know. So it is you and me that will help society grow. It is you and me that will make the governor to act. It is you and me that will make the legislators act. Without your effort, everything in the State House of Assembly will remain dormant. Nobody will know anything about it. So you have to use a very simple language to convey your delivery to those people on the other side of the bridge. If you don't use a simple language for delivery, nobody will understand what you are trying to say. So the essence of my paper is still on you. The press must be up and doing. The press must sharpen her pen to write stories that will be appreciated, stories that will make a difference, something unique. It is not all to kulum according to the political advisor of the government. No. The stories that make impactful reported all this impact on the society is what somebody somewhere even the government doesn't know. And then when you have a Madaki came from Bongola State, people say he discovered Koma. He didn't discover Koma. Koma was there. But what were the Koma people doing? The press went deep into Koma to find out whether these people are benefiting from government largesse. And it was discovered that they were not, but they were paying taxes. But there was no road leading to Koma. And they were still living in their primitive ways. And it is the duty of government to ensure that these Koma people also get the same treatment you and me are getting in the country or in the state. What the government of Bongola State should have done at that time is to move, and he did. Yohana Madaki moved. It was because of the report that reached him. So he went to Koma and saw them. And he immediately started making some policy statements to bring them out of their drug group. So impactful stories are stories that are written by the press to save the life of an individual, to save the lives of a community, to save the state from total collapse. If we don't follow these stories very well, all the amenities, all the social facilities, all the so-called roads and infrastructure as well as electricity may not likely reach the people. So the impact, the results, the
Honorable Josiah Sabo Kente led a section on investigative reporting, emphasizing the needs of journalism to dig deeper and uncover the stories behind the headlines. Dr. J.J. Williams facilitated an interactive workshop on crafting impactful stories from legislative activities, providing participants with practical exercise to hone their skills. The workshop concluded with group presentation, where participants presented simulated preliminary report. The Speaker of Taraba State House of Assembly presented award and certificate to the participants, while the organizers Sahid Global Concept expressed their gratitude to all involved. This pioneering workshop is a significant step towards promoting transparency and accountability in governance, empowering journalists to provide accurate and informative reports on legislative proceedings in Taraba State. Some participants at the event who spoke with Sumtv correspondent bear their minds.
Okay, thank you so much. Yes, for me, it's the first of its kind, and I would say that it's something that should be happening regularly, because as you see that the guest speaker spoke yesterday, he actually captured it rightly by saying that the time that a lot of them were studying journalism and mass communication, things were different, and things are completely different now. So this is a refresher for a lot of us, and it's very, very fun. Such opportunities are what is needed to really change the narrative, to make journalists to be abreast with the current happenings. You can see the assembly itself is being remodeled, and someone said very soon there will be ICT. So by the time such trainings like this will not happen, it will be difficult for journalists to catch up with what is going on. And apart from that, you will see that we've covered assembly all our lives. We've been doing that, both national and state assemblies. But you will agree with me that some of the insights that were brought out yesterday and today in the papers have really sharpened us better. They position us to cover the assembly better. And you know, in a democracy, there must be assembly. So we're in a democratic era. For us to deepen democracy as journalists, it is.
I'm Faith Apollos, reporting for Sumtv.
President Tinubu appoints Abba Aliu as Rural Electrification Agency Managing Director. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has appointed Abba Abubakar Aliu as the substantive Managing Director of the Rural Electrification Agency (REA). This appointment, announced on January 31, 2025, is effective from January 23, 2025, and is for an initial term of 4 years. Aliu, who has been acting as the agency's managing director since March 2024, brings over 20 years of experience in energy and organizational development in the private and public sectors. His expertise spans key leadership roles in the on-grid and off-grid power sectors, as well as the water resources and transportation sector of Nigeria's economy. Previously, Aliu served as head of the project management unit at the Nigeria Electrification Project and held various positions at Nigeria Bulk Electricity Trading PLC and BEX. Police Service Commission's orders immediate retirement of senior officers. The Police Service Commission PSC has announced the immediate retirement of all senior police officers who have exceeded 35 years in service or are above 60 years old. This decision comes amid controversies surrounding the tenure of Inspector General of Police Kayode Egbetokun, who recently turned 60. According to Ikechukwu, PLC Head of Press and Public Relations, the Commission's decision is based on the Police Service Rule number 020908 1 and 2, which mandates retirement upon reaching 35 years of service or the age of 60. The Police Service Commission's move has been conveyed to the Inspector General of Police for implementation. This development may have significant implications for the police force, particularly amidst the ongoing debate about Egbetokun's tenure. Egbetokun has been facing criticism from some quarters, including human rights activist Omoyele Sowore, who has accused him of being an illegal IGP due to his age. However, the police has maintained that Egbetokun's tenure is legally and procedurally sound, citing the amended Police Act 2020, which allows for a 4-year term. Enugu seeks support for 20 billion naira security trust fund. The Enugu state government is seeking support from stakeholders to fund its proposed 20 billion naira Enugu State Security Trust Fund. The fund, which was inaugurated in February 2024 by Governor Peter Mba, aims to enhance security in the state through a public-private partnership. According to Dr. Ike Chioke, Chairman of the Board of Trustees of ESSTF, the fund will be used to purchase additional weaponry, empower vigilante groups, support security agencies, and install CCTV cameras and street lights, among other things. The beneficiaries of the fund will include neighborhood watch groups, forest guard agencies, and state security services. The ESSTF is expected to be officially launched on February 13, and the government is calling on stakeholders, including corporate entities, non-governmental organizations, and individuals to support the fund. The government has promised proper accountability of the fund, with every donor expected to benefit from their contribution. The Enugu state government believes that the support of stakeholders is crucial to achieving the objectives of the ESSTF, as noted by Igwe Lawrence Agu-Uzu, a member of the board and former chairman of the Enugu State Council of Traditional Rulers. The support of critical stakeholders is necessary to secure Enugu State. NIS rescues 25 minors for human traffickers in Yobe. The Nigerian Immigration Service NIS has foiled a human trafficking attempt in Yobe State, rescuing 21 minors aged 7 to 15. The children were intercepted at the Gaydam control point in Dunari near the border with Niger Republic, while being transported in a Toyota Hiace bus. According to the controller of the Yobe State Command, Mr. S.S. Jega, the minors had no knowledge of their destination and lacked valid travel documents and identification. Their guardian, Abubakar Saidu, a 28-year-old Islamic school teacher, was also apprehended. The NIS suspect possible human trafficking due to the absence of travel documents and supportive papers. The minors will be handed over to the proper authorities for investigation and prosecution. This incident underlies the ongoing efforts of the NIS to combat human trafficking in Nigeria. Recently, the Lagos Border Patrol Command of the NIS intersected a 6-month-old baby and 3 other children suspected to be victims of human trafficking. NGOs promote peace and religious tolerance in Gombe communities. In a bid to combat the rising tide of violent extremism and religious intolerance, a coalition of non-governmental organizations, NGOs, has embarked on a peace walk across 6 communities in Gombe State. The initiative, organized by the Faith for Peace project, co-founded by the European Union and Bread for the World, and implemented by Tech and Peace Desk and Center for Community Action for Peace and Development, aims to promote peaceful coexistence and religious tolerance among residents. The peace walk, which took place in Kwame, Yamautu Deba, and Bilibili local government areas, brought together hundreds of participants, including faith-based youth groups, vigilante groups, and other stakeholders. Addressing the participants, Blessing Ahmad, Tech and Process holder, emphasized the importance of peaceful coexistence, saying, "Our message is simple and it's of religious tolerance. Religion comes after humanity, so humanity first. It is one who is alive that can claim a religion. District head of Kwame Gari, Musa Abdu, represented by the Wakili Umar Abdu, held the peace initiative saying, "We have been with them for over 20 months and we appreciate their efforts in promoting peace and religious tolerance." The Gaima of Deva, John Barrow, also lauded the initiative saying, "I consider this as a good development. It is one that has been long desired. We desire peace building in a bid to close the various gaps in different faiths. The peace walk is part of a broader initiative to promote peaceful coexistence and religious tolerance in Gombe State. The project aims to engage community-based organizations, civil society organizations, and faith-based organizations in promoting peace and tolerance." Tragedy strikes in Lagos. 4 soldiers fell dead, others injured. A devastating incident occurred in the early hours of Friday, January 31st, 2025, in the Morocco area of Shomolu, Lagos. A suspected drunk driver rammed into a group of soldiers attached to the Myong barracks, killing 4 and injuring several others. According to eyewitness Priscilla, the driver, accompanied by 2 other young men, was speeding in a Toyota vehicle when he crashed into the soldiers who were on their monthly road jogging outside the barracks. The occupants of the vehicle attempted to flee but were apprehended and beaten by the soldiers. One of the young men was stabbed and the vehicle was vandalized. The incident has caused widespread panic among the residents in the area. The Deputy Director of Army Public Relationship 81 Division, Olabisi Ayeni, and the spokesperson of the Lagos State Police Command, Benjamin Day, are yet to comment on the incident. This tragic event serves as a stark reminder of the dangers of drunk driving and the importance of responsible behavior on the roads. IGP Egbetokun's extended tenure declared legal and lawful by AGF. The Attorney General of the Federation, Lateef Fagbemi, has defended the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun's continuous stay in office, stating that it is legal and lawful. Egbetokun's appointment, which took effect on October 31, 2023, will have ended on September 4, 2024, when he turned 60. However, an amendment to the Police Act allows the occupants of the office to remain and complete the original 4-year term despite reaching retirement age. According to Fagbemi, this amendment has statutorily extended Egbetokun's tenure until October 31, 2027, allowing him to complete his 4-year term as IGP. This decision is in line with the provisions of the Police Act amended in 2024. NLC mobilizes for nationwide protest against telecoms tariff hike. The Nigeria Labour Congress (NLC) has called on its affiliate unions and state councils to mobilize workers and allies for a nationwide protest on February 4, 2025 against the planned 50% telecommunication tariff hike. The NLC described the hike as an assault on the welfare of Nigerian workers and masses and urged citizens to join the protest. The Socio-Economic Rights and Accountability Project (SERAP) has also notified the Nigerian Communication Commission (NCC) of a pending suit challenging the tariff hike. The Lagos State Chamber of Commerce and Industry expressed concern that the hike will burden low-income earners, while the Non-Academic Staff Union of Education-Related Institutions (NASU) and the Human Rights Writers Association of Nigeria (HURIWA) called for mass resistance against the hike. The NCC has stated that it will engage with the NLC, SERAP, and other groups to explain the reasons for the price adjustment. Federal government commences sale of subsidized rice to Sokoto civil servants. The federal government of Nigeria has begun the sale of 30,000 metric tons of made rice to Sokoto state civil servants at a subsidized price of 40,000 naira per 50 kg bag. The flag-off ceremony took place on Thursday at the Cabinet Office in Sokoto, led by the Sokoto State Head of Service, Alhaji Suleiman X. Fulani. They urged civil servants to conduct themselves responsibly during the purchase process. The federal government representative emphasized that the rice would be sold on a strict one-person, one-bag basis to prevent hoarding and ensure fair distribution. Beneficiaries must provide a code number to receive a treasury receipt as a proof of payment and present a valid ATM card with 40,000 naira for payment. A total of 33 trucks carrying 19,800 bags of rice have been allocated to Sokoto State, with 65% designated for state civil servants and remaining 35% for federal civil servants and private sector workers in the state. Kano State Executive Council approves 8.2 billion for 15 projects. The Kano State Executive Council, presided over by Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf, has approved over 8 billion naira for the execution of 15 major projects across the state. The approved projects include the construction of a one-story block of 4 classrooms across the 44 local government areas of the state, which will cost over 2 billion naira. Other projects approved by the council include the dualization of government house roundabout to Lodge Road, Racecourse Road, and Douala Hotel roundabout, as well as the remodeling of African House Conference Hall and consultancy services at the government house. The council also approved funds for the supply of diesel and PMS, settlement of KEDCO liabilities, payment of foodstuff suppliers to boarding schools, and the printing of security documents, among others. Additionally, the council directed the Ministry of Environment to ensure the successful implementation of the state climate change policy and constituted a policy monitoring committee to oversee the execution of various projects across the state. Katsina State partners with NGX to raise capital for key projects. Katsina State Governor Mr. Diko Rada has expressed his administration's determination to partner with the Nigerian Exchange Group to raise capital and finance key projects in the state. Speaking at the closing gong ceremony in Lagos, Governor Rada emphasized his administration's commitment to exploring various capital market instruments, including so-called bonds, infrastructure bonds, and green bonds to finance critical infrastructure projects. The partnership aims to unlock investment opportunity, foster financial inclusion, and drive sustainable economic development in Katsina State. The NGS Group Chairman Dr. Umaru Kwaranga commended Governor Rada's administration for its forward-thinking policies and reiterated the capital market's roles in mobilizing investment and securing long-term financing for critical projects. NGS Group Managing Director and CEO Mr. Timi Popola stated the group's commitment to transforming Nigeria's capital market landscape through innovation and technology. The partnership is expected to facilitate access to capital and create new investment opportunities for Katsina State. Kwara State Government seeks partnership for large-scale farming. The Kwara State Government is inviting stakeholders to partner in large-scale food production, aiming to boost agricultural productivity, enhance food security, and promote economic development. The Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development is spearheading the initiative, which requires stakeholders to have at least 10 hectares of cleared land. It stresses stakeholders are urged to seize the opportunity to collaborate with the government in advancing mechanized farming and ensuring sustainable agricultural growth. The state government is committed to strengthening the agricultural sector, and this partnership will facilitate increased food production while creating economic opportunities for communities. The deadline for submitting an expression of interest is Monday, February 3, 2025. Stakeholders can contact the Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development for further inquiries and partnership details. This initiative is part of the state government's effort to reposition the agricultural sector, which has been facing challenges such as security threats, inadequate funding, and outdated technology. The government aims to create sustainable, irrigated, secure farming estates in each local government area, promoting youth empowerment and women participation in agriculture. Kogi is set to become Nigeria energy hub as LNG plants break ground. Kogi State Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo has announced that the establishment of 5 mini liquefied natural gas plants in Ajaokuta will position Kogi as a key player in Nigeria's energy sector. The project, launched on Thursday, is a collaborative effort between the federal government, the Nigeria National Petroleum Company (NNPC) Limited, and private sector partners. Governor Dodo emphasized that the LNG plants will play a crucial role in enhancing Nigeria's energy landscape, fostering economic growth, and improving energy access. He describes the project as a transformative investment that will stimulate economic activities in the state, create jobs, and ensure Kogi plays a central role in Nigeria's energy future. The LNG plants, with an initial combined production capacity of over 80 million cubic feet per day, will serve as a key resource for both national and international energy markets. The project is expected to reduce carbon emissions, advance sustainable energy solutions, and drive industrialization in Kogi State and Nigeria. The Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Gas, Right Honorable Ekperiko Ekpo, credited President Bola Tinubu's executive order for fast-tracking the development of the LNG plants. The project aligns with Tinubu's renewed hope agenda, which aims to create $1 trillion economy by 2030. Police arrest 12 suspected vandals in Niger State. Operatives of the Niger State Police Command have apprehended 12 suspected vandals in possession of 80 kilometers of aluminium conductors valued at a substantial amount. The suspects arrested on January 24 and 25, 2025 confessed to breaking 2 concrete posts and removing iron rods for sale. According to Niger State Police spokesman Wasiu Abiodun, the suspects were found with street light cables, jiggers, hammers, and cutters. The police also recovered some quantities of bronze electric armored cable. The suspects, aged between 18 and 35, were arrested in different parts of Minna, the state capital. They are currently under investigation at the State Criminal Investigation Department (SCID) in Minna. This arrest comes after a similar incident in Kaduna State, where 3 suspected vendors were apprehended with electric city aluminium cables. The Niger State Police Command has urged the public to report any suspicious activities to prevent further vandalism and theft of government property. Nigerian Youth Service Corps urges members to embrace entrepreneurship. National Youth Service Corps has advised its members to look beyond white-collar jobs and explore entrepreneurial opportunities to secure their financial future. Omotade Ayodele, Director of Corps Welfare and Health Services, emphasized the importance of acquiring skills through the skill acquisition and entrepreneurial development program. Speaking at the NYSC orientation camp in Benue State, Ayodele encouraged Corps members to fully engage with the SIDE program, which offers training in various sectors, including agro-allied automobile, beautification, construction, and cosmetology. He stressed that relying solely on white-collar jobs is not a sustainable means to financial success. Ayodele also cautioned Corps members against trying to manipulate their posting, emphasizing that their placement must serve a greater purpose. He advised them to be vigilant, respect their host communities, and avoid late-night travels. The NYSC has registered 1,935 Corps members in Benue State, comprising 122 females and 9 females. The organization aims to promote national unity and integration through its programs. Nigeria Customs seizes 199,495 liters of smuggled petrols in Adamawa and Taraba. The Nigerian Customs Service has made a significant seizure of 199,000 liters of petrol from international border communities in Adamawa and Taraba states. The petrol loaded in various containers and vehicles were intended for smuggling into neighboring countries. According to NSA controller Bashir Adeniyi, the seized petrol was being diverted through various methods and techniques. The breakdown procedures include 4 fuel tankers carrying 97,000 liters of petrol, 1,363 jerrycans containing 25 liters each, totaling 34,075 liters. 211 drums holding 220 liters each, totaling 68,420 liters. The seizure was made by the Special Anti-Smuggling Arm of the Customs, Operation Wildwind, which was launched in May last year. This is one of the many seizures announced by the NCS leadership since the operation began. The Comptroller General of Customs, Adewale Adeniyi, condemned the actions of the smugglers, describing them as a direct assault on the economy. He assured Nigerians that the NCS will continue to adapt its strategies and collaborate with security agencies to close in on smugglers. Adamawa State government sued over creation of Fufore Emirates. The Adamawa State Concerned Stakeholders Group has taken the state government to court over the creation of the Fufore Emirate, citing unconstitutional actions. According to Professor Al-Kasum Abba, the group's spokesman, the lawsuit was filed at the State High Court to uphold democracy, equity, and peace in the state. The creation of the Fufore Emirate has been met with criticism, with many arguing that it undermines the historical authority of traditional institutions, including the Adamawa Emirate Council and its kingmakers. Abba emphasized that the group's legal challenge is based on the violation of established custom and due process. The stakeholders are concerned that the creation of the Fufore Emirate disrupts long-standing traditions and weakens communal harmony. Furthermore, the state government failed to consult with relevant stakeholders, including district heads from Gurin, Malabu, and Ribali. The creation of the Fufore Emirate also bypassed the established legal framework and disregarded customary norms codified under traditional law. The Adamawa State Governor Ahmadu Umaru Fintiri had announced the creation of 7 new chiefdoms and emirates, including the Fufore Emirates, on December 10, 2024. The stakeholders group urged the people of Adamawa and the country at large to see the legal action as a stand for justice, fairness, and equity. The group's spokesman emphasized that their decision to seek legal redress is not politically or ethnically motivated, but rather a commitment to upholding the principles of democracy and the rule of law. Gombe State lacks remand homes for minors, says NBA chairman. Nigeria Bar Association Gombe State branch chairman Barrister Benjamin Sati has expressed concern over the absence of functional remand homes for delinquent minors in the state. Sati made this known at the commencement of the 2024-2025 legal year at the Gombe High Court Complex, emphasizing the need for a correctional facility to reform and correct offending minors. Currently, minors are housed with adults in correctional facilities, which can lead to hardening and further harm to society upon their release. Sati cited an instance where a young offender was granted bail but committed another crime just 2 weeks later, highlighting the need for supervision and corrective measures. In response, the Commissioner for Justice and Attorney General, Barrister Zubair Umar, acknowledged their lingering issue and promised that the government will build a befitting remand home due to the growing criminal activities among teenagers. Meanwhile, the Chief Judge of Gombe State, Justice Halima Mohammed, called on Governor Muhammadu Yahya to implement the state judiciary financial autonomy and address the renovation needs of lower courts. The governor, in his goodwill message, commended the judiciary's achievement and emphasized the need for judicial reforms, digital transformation, and, as I said, with justice for all. Bingham University matriculates 1,869 students for 2024-2025 session. Bingham University in Karu, Nasarawa State has matriculated 1,869 students for various undergraduate and postgraduate programs for the 2024-2025 session. This marks the university's 20th matriculation ceremony since its establishment. Vice Chancellor Professor Haruna Ayuba urged the new students to be good ambassadors of the university, emphasizing the importance of imbibing virtues such as fear of and love of God. He also highlighted the university's vision to produce graduates who are worthy of emulation, God-fearing, and self-reliant. Blind Association urged Bauchi government to provide inclusive employment opportunities. The National Association of the Blind Bauchi State Chapter has called on the National Assembly members, federal government, and stakeholders to prioritize the employment and inclusion of blind graduates in the state. Despite their qualification and capabilities, blind individuals face significant challenges in securing employment, leading to social exclusion and stigma. The Association Secretary Shafiu Usman emphasized that it is essential for those in electoral positions to consider persons with disabilities in their appointments, promoting equal access and opportunities. This includes inclusive education and employment opportunities. The association urged the government and relevant stakeholders to take immediate action to address the employment crisis facing blind graduates in Bauchi State. Going for a commercial break now, we'll be back shortly with another segment of the news.
Facilitators including Dr. Hope Dauda Gaina, Mr. Godfrey Tafida, Honorable Zanel Hassan Mekaswa, Chief Gabriel Olayinka, and Mr. Waziri Aaron Anthony. Don't miss this opportunity to unlock economic growth. See you there.
Welcome back. This is the Business and Sport News segment. Nigeria's stock market gains 1.06 trillion naira in 1 week. The Nigerian stock market experienced a significant surge in the trading week ended January 31, 2025, with investors gaining approximately 1.063 trillion naira. This represents a 0.87% increase in market value. The market upward trend was driven primarily by corporate earnings and announcements. Despite the mixed sessions of bargain hunting and profit taking, Nigeria Exchange Limited All-Share Index and equities market capitalization increased week on week. The NGX ASI rose from 103,598.3 points to 104,496.12 points. While market capitalization increased from 63.645 trillion naira to 64.708 trillion naira. The market year-to-date returns also returned to the positive region, standing at plus 1.53%. African startup raised $3.2 billion in equity and debt funding in 2024. A report by venture capital firm Patek Africa has revealed that African startup raised a total of $3.2 billion in equity and debt funding in 2024. This represents a 7% decline from the $3.49 billion reported in the previous year. Despite the decline, equity funding remains steady at $2.2 billion, matching the figures from 2023. However, debt financing declined significantly, dropping 70% to $1 billion. The report attributed the decrease in debt funding to rising interest rates and the strengthening of the US dollar against African currencies. Nigeria led the pack in equity funding with $520 million, followed by South Africa $459 million, and Egypt $297 million, and Kenya $221 million. These four countries, known as the Big Four, dominated equity funding on the continent accounting for 67% of the total funding raised. Fintech remained the largest beneficiary of equity funding, receiving $1.3 billion or 60% of the total. Other sectors that attracted significant funding included cleantech, e-commerce, business services, and agri-tech. Naira appreciates to 7-month high of 1,489 naira 95 kobo against dollar. The Nigerian naira recorded a significant appreciation on Thursday, reaching its strongest level in 6 months at 1,485 naira 95 kobo per dollar. This development is attributed to the policies implemented by the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), which has positively impacted market dynamics and contributed to the currency's strengthening. The naira's appreciation was marked by a 1.67 gain, equivalent to 24.8 naira, as the dollar was quoted as 1,485.95 kobo on Thursday, compared to 1,510 naira 72 kobo on Wednesday at the Nigeria Forex Exchange markets. The CBN's recent introduction of a new foreign exchange code is seen as a key factor in the naira's appreciation. The FX code aims to enhance market liquidity, transparency, and guide market participants in Nigeria's foreign exchange sector. Muda Yusuf, CEO of the Center for the Promotion of Private Enterprise, noted that CBN's efforts to sanitize the foreign exchange markets have contributed to the naira's stability. The more we are able to sanitize the markets, the more stability it will achieve in the foreign exchange markets, he said. Now, sport news. Nigeria's AFCON holds phase 10 test in Group C. Former Super Eagles captain Joseph Yobo has sounded a cautionary note as Nigeria prepares to navigate the challenging Group C of the 2025 African Cup of Nations. The group drawn earlier this week in Rabat, Morocco, pits Nigeria against Tunisia, Tanzania, and Uganda. Yobo led Nigeria to their last AFCON triumph in 2013, one that the group stage could present unexpected challenges. The Super Eagles 3-time AFCON winners were runner-ups in the last tournament in Cote d'Ivoire and will be aiming to go one step further this time. Nigeria's group stage campaign begins on December 23 against Tanzania, followed by a clash with Tunisia on December 27, and a final group fixture against Uganda on December 30. All matches will take place at the first stadium. Yobo believes Nigeria has a challenge to advance, but must not underestimate their opponents. A good start is very important. The first 2 games are very important. It is very, very crucial, Yobo told ESPN. Federal Capital Territory Badminton Association to boost grassroots development. The Federal Capital Territory Badminton Association has pledged to enhance grassroots development of the sport in the territory. The association's chairman, Mohammed Bappa, made this commitment during a courtesy visit to the FCT Director of Sport, Luca Estefanos, in Abuja. Bappa stated that the association is working tirelessly to organize tournaments across the area councils of the FCT with the goal of discovering new talent. He emphasized that the association has over 40 badminton clubs in the FCT and plans to bring them together in competitions to harness raw talent. The chairman also revealed plans to introduce badminton to schools in the FCT, particularly primary and secondary schools, to nurture young talents. Friday night football live scores and updates. It's a busy night of football across Europe and beyond, with multiple leagues and competition in action. In the Championship, Blackburn Rovers are taking on Preston North End, with the match kicking off as 20:00 GMT. In Scotland, Falkirk are playing Livingston in the Championship, while in the National League North, firstly Celtic are up against Afritown. Elsewhere, there are matches in the Spanish La Liga, German Bundesliga, Italian Serie A, and Australian A-League, among others. Now let's look at the football matches schedule. In the German Bundesliga, we have Werder Bremen vs Mainz 05. Kickoff is 9:30 p.m. Nigerian time. Italian Serie A, We have Parma versus Lecce. Kickoff is Nigerian 45 p.m. It's 9:45 p.m. Nigeria time. In the Belgian Jupiler Pro League, OH Leuven versus Michelin. Kickoff is 9:45 p.m. Nigeria time. In the French League 1, Montpellier versus Lyon. Kickoff is 9:45 p.m. Nigeria time. And in Polish Extra Klasa, Lech Poznan versus Visual Lodz. Kickoff 9:30 p.m. Nigeria time. In the Scottish Championship, Free Kick versus Livingston. Kickoff Nigeria 45, 9:45 p.m. Nigeria time. In the National League North, firstly Celtic versus Afriton Town. Kickoff 9:45 p.m. Nigeria time. And here are some of the live scores and updates. Brisbane Roar versus Western Sydney Wanderers in the Australian League, full time 0-1. That is the end of the news hour. That is the end of the news at 9 for today. Before we go, here's the recap of the major headline. Modern Parliamentary Reporting Workshop concludes in Taraba State. Police Service Commission orders immediate retirement of senior officers. African startup raised 3.2 billion in equity and debt funding in 2024. FCT Badminton Association to boost grassroots development. That's all for now. Sumtv is a 24-hour TV station. We are live every day. You can also follow us on Facebook at Sumtv and on YouTube at Super Media TV. I am Eva Joda. Good night.
When a tanker bearing fuel falls or an underground